Hi everyone, guess who? Kind of slouching this morning. It's Daily Mo number 8. If you're watching me live, this is Sunday morning, and yesterday I spoke about the value of rising early and getting your day going. And then don't you figure, I had a big social night last night with the bat mitzvah and my partner's holiday party. I was a designated driver, so I hydrated a lot last night. But nonetheless, I was out much later than usual. Oh my goodness. So I did sleep in because there's value in rest and football. So today is always for me a day where I kind of reconnect myself and just try to get some much needed rest. So that's what I'll be doing today as I wake up this morning to a day that beckons rest. It's a little cloudy out here. Nice mug from the Biltmore. That was a nice trip. If you haven't been to the Biltmore in Asheville, North Carolina, make it on your list. It's Asheville's, of course, a nice, beautiful place. We have a couple of clients who are from that or living in that area, and it's a nice place. The Biltmore is a grand mansion of the Vanderbilts. Today, I'm talking about oneness and creation. And thank you, Nicole. Today's topic has been actually calling to me ever since yesterday when I was on the beach. Oneness and creation are two amazingly intertwined and actually pretty deep pretty deep conversations to have, actually, not necessarily just comments. Today in the Catholic Church is the Feast of the Immaculate Conception. And as I move through my own personal spiritual evolution, to me, the Immaculate Conception is all about the fact that we are creators. And the message there is that we ourselves, through our divinity, can channel enough creative power to create things. And when we recognize our oneness with that source, some of us it's God, source, creation. If you're a physicist, it's actually tapping into the quantum field. The quantum field has the unlimited potentiality of everything. And therefore, anything can be created by our connection with the quantum field. You see, in the way that quantum physics have begun unraveling the mysteries of the world that our Creator put together, one of the beautiful mysteries is the potentiality of energy. That all energy, or all things, are actually pure energy. So when we tap into our oneness with that, we actually tap into our ability to create. Most things that were created that were amazing and good and awesome come from the genius of a human being tapping into that unlimited potentiality. Everything from Newton, who was of the second dimension science of the world, which was cause and effect. Gravity causes an apple to fall. If you've studied physics, perhaps at the high school level, it was all about the laws of motion, the laws of thermodynamics. And what Newton taught us was that we were separate from the world, and that it has its effects on us. That's good in the physical world, but there is a quantum world that we are also in, and that is the unlimited energy potential world. And that world, once we tap into it through our divine source and imagination, we can create anything. So we create skyscrapers and Google and Facebook and untold technological beauty and amazing things. We almost put nature to use in a different way. So our oneness with that is the pure ability of us humans to tap into our godliness, our divine, our source, and craft a world that is better for us. If you're in my workshop, if you're a client of mine, you have tapped into the first layers of that in bringing your soul back to life and performing better in your job, getting a new job, getting a promotion. My clients are now having access to signing up for my annual retreat, which you can only go to if you're a client. I posted one of the ladies' videos. She went to her second retreat last year, and her life is amazingly better and different after spending a day in the hospital for a mental breakdown. She tells the story in her client interview that she did with me that we posted last week, but we're actually going to do it again as a live event tomorrow. So if you haven't heard Nadia's story, I strongly encourage you to listen into that interview. It's actually on this page far down below, but it'll be airing live at 5 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. Nadia is a special woman, as all of you are. She was highly coachable and eager to expand and to grow, and listened to the beckoning in her heart, in her soul, to come alive to greater and greater levels and own the fact that she is here to make a lasting contribution. A mother of 3 and actually an immigrant. She is a beautiful, beautiful soul on this planet Earth, as are all of the ladies who I have had the opportunity to get to know deeply through my coaching. So all of you ladies, I could be speaking about you. When we tap into our oneness and we are becoming a creator of our own life and our own world, we actually realize that our beingness truly is oneness with the entire world. If you are new to meditation, or if you haven't done it yet, I strongly encourage you to get into breath work and meditation so that you can tap into a more calm nervous system. And once you tap into a more calm nervous system, you will be able to change your brain waves a little bit so that you can tap into, at a greater level, this oneness of the quantum field. We do it in our retreats. So this is one of the things that's so cool about the retreats. Having days and days of being with my clients, we are able to train them and guide them through deeper and deeper states of consciousness through meditation. And it's there that we can truly create miracles. So being excited about my retreat this weekend and kicking it off for my clients, the miraculous you is the topic of my retreat this year. The miraculous you is actually a normal state of being when the human being is tapped into her soul. When we are living in our divinity, when we are living in our soul's truth, we actually experience the world at a different level. I have a client who's been working with me one-on-one for almost 6 months now. Whoops. Having a hard time balancing the phone. I got to get this Daily Mo on a stand so that I don't have to keep juggling and moving the camera around. So if I'm making you dizzy, sorry about that. So I was coaching him as he's wrapping up his 6-month engagement with me. And he's like, Mo, this is like I'm almost living in an alternative, mysterious universe while I'm doing normal things. And this is the beginning of actually entering into our oneness and our co-creative ability with our divine. We begin to travel in our humanness, mostly in our soulful beingness and not in our physicalness. So it's almost like the physical world is a scene from a movie. And when you tap into deeper and deeper layers of your oneness, you can alter the physical world. Several months ago, there was a woman in our workshop. She's now a vice president. Yay, Angela. She's now a vice president in her chosen field in population health and disease management and stuff like that in healthcare. She's a fellow nurse. She was going to have an awful meeting the next day after our coaching session that evening. And she was really anxious about it. She was stressed to the max. She knew that her boss was going to come down on her, was going to shut her down, and that she needed to be a certain way in order to survive that meeting. And meanwhile, she loved the client that she was going to be presenting to. They loved her. She felt very confident about that relationship, but the fact that her boss was always too rough, too condemning, too shutting down really stressed her out. So we gave her some basic coaching. Well, it's maybe not basic. Excellent coaching. I say we because actually in that session, my fellow coach Amy and I were in the same coaching room on that call as we were wrapping up the call that evening, and we were able to take her through some co-creation exercises. And lo and behold, that meeting went so differently. And I believe actually her boss ended up not even being able to get to the meeting. I love when stuff like that happens. Too bad, boss. You missed out. She altered the universe. She altered her outcome by transitioning her energy, expectations, and her commitments to what was true and real. So as I go through the daily Mo's this month, I'm going to continue to dive on deeper topics like this from time to time. And this is a deep topic. This is a really deep topic. If you haven't experienced deeper states of consciousness and meditation, I strongly encourage you to begin meditating so that you can begin accessing these levels of your human experience. They are available to everyone. They are available to everyone. Your oneness and your co-creative abilities are available to you. So tap into that a little bit today. Imagine that the entire world is part of you. And imagine that you are part of the entire world and that your oneness is the secret that you have, because everyone else is traveling the universe and living their lives as if we're separate, and we're not. We are one with each other. We are one in a co-creative, expansive universe. And you and I are on this planet in a togetherness aspect. And so many of the women who have worked with me have found me in miraculous ways just at the time when they needed it. And one could be skeptical and two-dimensional about it and say, okay, she runs Facebook ads and you were looking and you were in pain about your job, so of course you found her ad. Oh, you could look at it that way. Or you could look at it as a co-creative, there was an intention and desire on your part, client, to seek help. And that the divine universe actually allowed the awareness and the timing for you to see someone who could help you. Most clients, once they go through the workshop, do acknowledge the divinity in that initial meetup. And I am so blessed that many of my clients consider the day that they started the workshop the day of a new life for them. And I'm blessed, beyond blessed and grateful that all of my travails, all of my work on myself, all of the commitments that I made to live a life that was less struggle, less pain, is now what I'm able to bring to my lovely clients. Getting certified as a coach pulled all of that together for me. And through that, I'm able to experience the oneness, the divinity, and co-create and connect with women and some men, because I do coach some men, on a deeper level to help them come forward. Last night, I was able to witness a beautiful young person at a bat mitzvah, my partner's cousin's daughter, who has always been a special young girl. I was able to witness her coming into her truth as a strong and very articulate and caring and kind and lovely, smart young girl. She's not quite 13 yet. She turns 13 at the end of this month, and it was inspiring to see her as a 13-year-old, because I remember her when she was 13 weeks or 13 months or 3 years, and etc. So it's beautiful to watch her grow into her power and her truth as a young woman in this day and age. It's easier for young girls to be in their power and truth. It doesn't happen all the time yet, still. So there she is, emerging. And then we went to my partner's holiday party, and she has a person on her team who has worked for me 3 times, and I was blessed by some comments that she made about how I basically lovingly led her and managed her to always be better and always be greater. And my kids got to be a part of that conversation, and they now see that that's truly who I am, even though as a mother wasn't always that convenient for them. But now they're living beautiful, expansive lives themselves. And that's my truth. My truth is that I see beyond the surface. I see within into others. And I do have the tools and strategies and techniques to help people be more. And if you've worked with me, you know my story about being a little girl and helping neighborhood kids ride their bikes without training wheels. I saw kids struggle with brand new shiny bikes. They had this scowl on their face, riding slowly, pedaling tentatively. And I was able to just find a way to help them feel more confident on their bike, and sometimes run alongside them and speed the process up for them and help them learn how to pedal faster so they could keep their balance. And sometimes I kept the training wheels on, and sometimes I took them off. And truthfully, sometimes I played some tricks on them and put the training wheel higher up so it wasn't touching the road, but it was still on the bike. So they would feel the confidence that the training wheel was still there, even though it wasn't helping them. So I just, as a young 10-year-old, manipulated their truth a little bit so that they could get a better outcome. And that's what I do for a living. It's what I've done as a leader in my healthcare executive roles. It's what I did as a nurse with cardiac patients when I was helping them recover from heart attacks. I was helping them navigate the scary world of the unknown and the possibilities that they could have a bigger life and a better life, even though their heart was damaged or injured, or even though they had a big scar down their chest. As a young 20-something-year-old, I helped adult human beings face their fears and travel into the world of the unknown as cardiac patients, surviving and thriving. It's been my blessed divine path to do that in a number of areas all my life. And I continue to see my oneness and my path and trip on this human existence, that's what I'm here to do. And it's my blessed privilege to do that. And sometimes I need a little extra rest in doing that work. Sometimes I'm a very high charging kind of gal, so I don't charge up naturally, so I have to allow myself to do that. I'm going to give you the big tip for how to, my arm just fell asleep, for how to tap into your oneness, and then we'll wrap up day 8. The way that you tap into the initial feelings of oneness, notwithstanding the fact that meditation is the way to do it. A moment here on meditation versus prayer, if I may. Meditation puts you in a state of receiving your divine, whereas prayer typically is pushing outward. Prayer typically is pushing intentions and thoughts out for asks, requests, or intentions. And meditation is the receiving in of the divine. If you're someone who enjoys prayer and contemplative type of things, I strongly encourage you to do that after meditation almost immediately. So when you're tapped into your oneness, tapped into your divinity, to actually have those intentionalities there and then, so that you're in that state. And if you do meditation regularly, you're going to tap into deeper and deeper states and actually be accessing the unified field. tapping into the divinity. You're going to allow yourself to be there. So that's the first thing for oneness. But the second thing is a really interesting trick of the mind. Most of us have some elements of judgment in us. And we have this word in our English language called they. They do this, they do that, they do this, they do that. So, Kristen, everything always works out for me. I overslept and thought I missed you. Glad to be with you all of this morning. So, Kristen, I kind of kicked off today with talking about that. I had a long night out myself. So, anyway, so when we use the word they, we are in immediate separation. So catch yourself today using the word they. And if you're truly talking about other people, how about if you use their names rather than they? And if you're actually talking about a segment of people like coworkers, teams, bosses, corporations, white people, black people, whatever they is in your dialogue, could you stop? I know you could. Will you, for your self-growth and awareness, stop with the word they and insert something that's more profoundly connected. So you might find yourself in a habit of separation. That may purely be a habit. Don't blame yourself or judge yourself, please. That's always a bad thing to do. There is good and bad, and that is a bad thing to do, to judge yourself. So just be aware, witness yourself, witness when you might be using the word they. And just slow it on down and change your framework of the word they. So we could have, I just moved into a new condo building and there's construction workers who are out and about doing their thing. It's very easy to say they about the construction workers. Very easy, super easy, because they're doing their work. They're not mindful. They're used to dirt and disorder. That's what construction is. So it's very easy for me to they them. I haven't done that in a while, but when I first moved into the building, I sort of did. And so just catch yourself with they, because you are one with your entire universe. You're one with my universe, and I'm one with your universe. So be the person who's creating more harmony and love and gratitude and joy in the universe. Be that gal today. Be that element and version of who you are. And hold yourself to your divinity. Hold yourself to that version of you, as we recognize today that we are creators. We can create through our own oneness, tapping into the beautiful quantum field of unlimited divine potentiality for the world and for ourselves. And as a little tip for you, so you can be optimistic, the world is evolving to a better, more beautiful, harmonious place. Tap into that awareness today as well. So this is Coach Mo on Daily Mo number 8. It's Sunday, and it is football day for me. If you're watching this live, you'll be able to catch me in front of a couple of games today. Brutal sport, I know, but I love it. It's fun, it's artistry, it's strategy, it's athleticism. I do love watching football. There may be a day where I don't, but today I'm going to put myself in front of some football. I'm going to spend some time with my sister and mother, and just enjoy my oneness with my world. Please do the same. It will lift your spirits. It will lift your soul. You are a one being contributing to my world, and I bless you for that. Thank you for coming into my world this morning. Thank you for being a part of my Daily Mo's. Thank you for all the beautiful comments about how this has been helpful and fun for you. We're just getting started. See you tomorrow on the Daily Mo. This is Coach Mo Faul. Find me at mofaul.com. And if your career needs a boost, let's boost you up. You can come to my Facebook page. Oh, well, actually, you're on my Facebook page. You could come to my website and book yourself a clarity call, or tap into my webinar today if you'd like to get some increased stimulation about what you could be doing and how life can be better for you. It's not a miracle. It's the miraculous you. Let's be one. and co-create together. Have a marvelous day today. Bye.